Bob, you mentioned about like Rocket Lawyer might be that next legal tech company that goes public. And my story is about Ironclad and them hiring Mary O'Carroll from Google, their legal ops lead, and her stepping down from CLOC because she'll be joining Ironclad. And I think like community engagement or officer or something like that. I forgot to look that up. But Ironclad, they earlier this year, back in January, they announced they raised $100 million. And they said like they have ambitions to go public. And I just kind of thought like, oh, are they using some of that money from the war chest to kind of like bolster and build up their team to like take themselves to the next level? So that was kind of interesting, especially I don't know like what it means for legal ops that like we see somebody from legal ops join like a legal tech company. We saw that with On It. They had someone from a financial, I think it was New York based, I forget the institution's name. They joined from legal ops and they joined on its legal tech team. So I thought it's kind of interesting how you're seeing it develop, and especially Ironclad, who's been pretty loud about like their ambitions to kind of go further than just being in that legal tech silo. So it's just kind of interesting to see how they're developing, and maybe it means something for legal ops. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting too. And, you know, I sort of wonder, she was such a presence for legal ops and for CLOC. I mean, it's very well known, very well spoken, very articulate, just by virtue of her position, had a lot of stature in the industry, if that's the right word. And I wondered too how that's going to shake out now that the next person. I know that there's a new president of CLOC, but be interesting to see if she can be replaced as sort of really the face of legal ops in a lot of ways.
Yeah, one of my reactions was never play poker with Jason Bamick, the CEO of Ironclad, because I just interviewed him like a couple of weeks ago. He was on my podcast it was on up the episode this week or last week, I forget. And how he kept that so close to his vest the whole time we were talking. I don't know, because I would have been dying to tell somebody the news that, you know, we just brought her aboard. I mean, that's just huge news from an industry basis. It's great for Ironclad. It does. You know, it really only, I think, underlies the importance of legal ops overall. You know, it may have an effect on CLOC and the organization, but it just emphasizes the importance of that area of the legal field and of the people who work in it.
Yeah, and I'm semi-sniping an article that I think we might write next week here, but you're starting to see that a lot more here, where Victoria mentioned one with On It. You saw the Liberty Mutual team kind of spread out. One went to Deloitte, one went to KP Labs. Even going back a few years, Mike Harmon, who was one of the founders of CLOC, going to Elevate. You're starting to see legal tech. Historically, when they shelled out most likely big bucks to hire somebody who's usually on the sales side, on the marketing side, because that's where their focus was. But they're really looking into operations and, okay, not only how do we establish these relationships because we have people that used to be there, but presumably they can help inform our product as well, tell us what legal ops really needs, because legal ops has been that connection between tech, between GCs in the past. So I think it's smart and something that I wouldn't be surprised to see more of, more people that kind of make their career in legal ops initially go into legal tech and at particularly high positions when they do.
Yeah. It also just underscores something we've talked about multiple times now on this show, which is this how hot the CLM field is right now. And I mean, if you're gonna jump from Google to another job, you're gonna jump into CLM or something like that, because that's, you know, it's a very hot field. There's a lot of money. Ironclad, you know, is a unicorn with its $1 billion valuation, reported valuation. So a lot going on there.